Hello, I'm Vince Bourbon at We're Airstream of Chandler, and today I wanted to briefly go over this 2026 International 27-foot trailer. So we'll start up front. You have obviously attached to your trailer hitch ball here, you have an electric jack with a light, and if you had a malfunction here, you have a tool that Airstream provides. This is a level, but you can turn this and remove this, and a tool goes in there, and you can manually raise and lower the trailer. You have a 7-way pin. This will go into your tow vehicle, and once plugged in, it will activate. It'll charge your batteries. It'll run your trailer brakes and your trailer lights as well. Then you have your emergency brake controller. If you had something catastrophic happen and this gets activated, this will set off your trailer brakes. And then in here you have 2 propane tanks that come with your trailer. You have a regulator dial, so you would turn on one tank, leave one tank off, point the dial to the proper tank. When that runs out, you would shut that off, and then you would move the dial over and start this tank. The regulator will be green when the tank is full, and it'll start to turn red as you run out of propane. And then on this side, you have a port for external solar you can plug in right there. You also have a spare tire, full-size spare tire underneath here. You'd pull this pin out, pull that out. The spare tire just comes down. It's cradled in the holder. And then on this side, you have your house batteries would go in here, whatever batteries you end up choosing. And then you have a propane plug here. If you were to get a external hose, low flow, you could plug in there using this propane for like a barbecue or whatnot. You have your front window. You would unlock from the inside and then open it. However, you have 2 screws on each side here and there. If you turn those a half a turn, it releases this window cover, comes out, and then you can clean behind here and the actual glass window. And then to put it back, you just put it in and turn it and tighten it back up. You have storage up front in this particular trailer, and there's lights in every storage compartment. As we move around, Airstream always puts the placard with the recommended cold tire pressure. You have 4 electric stabilizer jacks on this particular trailer. I'll show you the buttons in a minute. They're on the other side. If you had a failure, there's a tool you can manually bring them up and down. You have storage compartment for your sewer hose. You have outside shower. Airstream provides a shower hose with a shower sprayer you can connect, and then you have hot and cold. Then you have your freshwater fill. This is if you're traveling or boondocking and you want onboard water. You can fill that with a garden hose and then have onboard water. You have a freshwater tank in this trailer. You have, if you're at an RV park and you want city water, you would hook up a potable marine grade hose. Once you turn the water on, then you have access and fresh water to the trailer. This is your black tank flush. If you were to flush out your black tank, you'd hook up a different hose, obviously. They usually are orange or gray for flushing your black tank. You have the smart plug data port here for such as Starlink or cable. Then you have the electrical cord that does come with your Airstream trailer. This is a 50 amp because you have 2 air conditioners on this. You just squeeze this and pull it out. And then to put it in, you just squeeze and just plug it in. Very easy. Then you have your sewer hose connection over here that you would hook up for draining your tanks. You have Airstream tells you if it's a black tank or a gray tank. They also have a light. And of course, Airstream is really good at marking these. So black handle means it's your black tank. Gray handle is the gray tank. Always remember the black tank is just the toilet. Everything else, shower and sinks, would be the gray. As we move along here, you have an access panel for your furnace. There's nothing you need to do there. And then this particular trailer does have a side shade awning. It only goes out this far. You would put this up by just letting it go back up, and then you can lock the lock, and it just attaches here. That's it. It's not electric. Then, as we move around the back, you have a rear bumper, and in the bumper, you can lock it. You bring this up. You have some tools or whatever you want to put in here. To release it, you just lift this up, let it go back down. You have a backup camera there. When you purchase a new Airstream, we set up your tow vehicle with the camera. We plug it in so you have a monitor that stays on. You can see the entire back of your trailer, and it has voice recognition back here. You can hear someone talking. You have a rear shade awning, just comes down, and then it's attached on either side here. This rolls up, Velcros in, and to put it back, you just pull this down. These come around, they just sit behind the little attached lug wing nut there, and then this just goes back in. That's it. This trailer has a rear hatch. So you have, you can lock it, unlock it from here. Once you unlock it, you just pull and you bring it up. And then you have a screen here that would lock in down here. Just be careful that you never leave the screen in when you close this hatch, because this handle will damage the screen. One other caution, when you do have the hatch, you always want to make sure that the mechanism that locks it is in, because if you don't, and those accidentally get pushed out and you were to close this hatch, you would do damage. So you always want to make sure that's in. You'll close this. Then when you turn this, you can actually lock it here, and then you can secure it with a key lock here. We come around, you have outside light near the steps. The steps are 90 degrees. And then I always tell customers, remember, roll, roll, roll. You're just going to roll this in, and then this just goes up like that. To release this, just don't stand in front of the steps. Use two hands, not one, so it comes out evenly. Once it locks, then remember, roll, roll, roll. You're going to just go back to 90 degrees and just keep rolling the steps, and they're in place. Then you have your Airstream screen door that will attach, and then the actual Airstream door. In the door, you have a deadbolt lock and you have a regular door lock. Always, if you're going to secure your door and leave your trailer, it's best to close your door and use your keys out here. Therefore, you won't lock yourself out of the trailer. Also, it is recommended maybe to paint this the bright color or red. So if somehow the deadbolt was extended and you close the door, it wouldn't dent this or make a mark. And then one last item on the door is Airstream recommends that you attach the screen door when closing the door versus leaving the screen door on and then slamming the door. These two switches are for your electric stabilizer jacks. The front one lowers both stabilizer jacks at the same time. The back one, same thing, it lowers both stabilizer jacks. This is the vent for your inside kitchen vent. If you're cooking, you just need to remember there's these little tabs. You need to open them so the flap will open when you are going to use it. For traveling, you can put the pegs back. If you don't open these this and you turn on the oven, smoke will collect inside, so you need to open that to use it. 110 plug here on the side, and then you have your hot water heater here, and it's an access panel if you needed to get to it. This particular trailer has a electronic awning, and that is operated here. You would hit the power button, turning it on. When it's off, it does lock itself. It's on, and then you have 4 options. You can open it, you can close it, you can tilt to the front, tilt to the rear. To open it, you just simply hit open, stand back, and the awning will come out. This awning also has an awning light that you do have to turn on. And it has a dimmer, so you can dim the lights if you choose to do so. Now we'll go inside and cover a few of the interior options. So you have several light switches, interior lights that are dimming, outside lights, cabinet lights. Down here you have your battery disconnect. That would be for storage. That would cut all the power off to your trailer with the exception of the solar. It still would keep your solar running. You come in, you have your stereo, and the stereo has auxiliary, AM, FM, Bluetooth, lots of options. And then inside the cabinet above the dinette, you have more plugs and data ports if you chose to plug in different electrical items. You also have a black box here that has a green light, and that is your antenna booster. And you would turn that on to help boost the antenna, which is on the roof. When you're not using it, it's recommended to turn that off because there is a parasitic draw. You have a kitchen table. If you want to make this a lounge, the table would lift up. You would unscrew these, then the table would lay in here under the seat cushions, and then you can make this into a lounge. We move over here. You have vents, as this is ducted air, so you can open and close and adjust those how you want. This is a fantastic fan. You have an on-off button. If you hit that, it'll automatically go up. It does have rain sensing, so if it rains, it'll automatically shut off. You have different varied speeds, so you can turn it up or down, or just turn the fan off itself if you want. If you just want air circulating, and then you can just hit the on-off button. It'll automatically close and shut off. Smart TV, you have your controllers. So you have 2 air conditioners in this particular Airstream. They have one regulator is for the front portion of the trailer. You have another one in the bedroom for that air conditioner. Even though this is ducted, if you turn one on, you'll still get air all through your trailer. When this is activated, you have a fan mode, you have an air conditioning mode, you have a heat pump mode, or you can run your furnace, which obviously runs off propane. So you just toggle through, cool. There's the heat pump. You have a heat pump and furnace mode, just the furnace, and then off. You have a 12-volt refrigerator, top freezer, bottom refrigerator. You always want to make sure for traveling that you lock these in. You have an on-off button here that you can turn it on, and if you choose, they have little icons. The white on the top is for the freezer. The white on the bottom is for the refrigerator. A lot of people leave the freezer at 5 and the refrigerator at 3, but that's personal preference. You have a sink here with a little sprayer that comes down. It is recommended if you're traveling. This is heavy, and as you are going down the road, this will vibrate, and you don't want this vibrating and damaging your floor, so it's recommended you put this under a seat cushion or under the bed when traveling. More storage up here. You have more lights here. Then you have your control panel for your tanks. This tells you your battery voltage, if your battery is fully charged or not. Then you have your freshwater tank, and these are in percents. So this would be 13% of freshwater that's in this particular trailer right now. Gray and black. It just, we put water in to check when they first come in, but this tells you the amount of water that's in the tanks. It's truly not gray and black sewage, but that will give you an indication of the percent. You have your inverter. If you're going to be boondocking, you can turn your inverter on. Then you have your solar regulator here that tells you if you're drawing solar. Since we're inside, we're not going to get any reading at all. That fan vent, you need to have the outside open for this to work properly. Then you have a light. Then you have your cooktop here. You have a light. This particular Airstream came optioned with a stove and oven as well. So you have a light here. Then you have 3 controllers for your top burners, and then 1 for the actual oven itself. And your igniter is here. So you push in, turn that, and then ignite the burners or the oven. You have a microwave, and then you have, your stove. This is the microwave here that's in a cabinet. Storage. This is where your breakers and your fuses are. Inside here. These vents along the bottom are for your furnace. This is a carbon monoxide detector here. Then you have storage here, close. You have a light in here. You have, if you choose to make your dinette into a lounge, you can take those poles out and store them right here. You have your shower. You have a vent. You just push up. There's a black button. You push, and that will vent out the shower. Again, traveling, you always want to make sure that this is locked. So we come in here in the bathroom. You have your bathroom light. Your porcelain toilet. There is a pump action on the side. If you hold it all the way down, it empties the toilet. If you hold it a little bit down, water fills up in the bowl. Then you have your hot water controller here. Turn that on, and you can regulate the temperature of the hot water that you want. And then turn that off when you're not using it. You have another vent source in the bathroom, just like the shower, for venting. Then in the bedroom, you have the TV. This TV does swivel. You have a pull cord here. You pull it down, it releases it from the wall. And then for traveling purposes, you always want to lock that TV back in. You have lights and dimmers in here. More lights above your cabinet. Map lights. Stereo speakers there. And then this being a queen bed, you actually can lift up the bed, and you have storage underneath along with the sides. You have air filter here and over there because you have 2 air conditioners. So recommended when that gets dirty, you take the 4 screws out and you can wash that out. If you're looking for an Airstream trailer, please visit us at We're Airstream in Chandler, Arizona.